Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in, who's watching me, supporting me, who has subscribed, who's liked, who's come back, who's hung in there, and just everything all and above. And who will continue to watch me, hopefully. Got to put that in there. I am super happy to be here with you. It's been a long journey. For those that do know, I had a channel and I was full body, you could see me every day, and it was for about just under three years, to be honest. It's still on. I see some of them on YouTube still. And you look and you laugh, you go, okay, well, it's a learning process, right? Every day is a learning process. But I got really, really ill and I could no longer do videos. I mean, I was lucky to get to work when I could and when I did. And I guess the long and the short of it is that I'm back and I'm healthier and I'm more in tune with my spirituality and faith in just knowing how incredibly powerful we really all are. So my mission statement to you is basically that I am, bear with me one second. Everything is falling apart over here. My mission statement I wrote down specifically is, as a psychic intuitive reader, my goal is to bring forth love, upliftment, encouragement, helping you recognize your full potential, your power, and your gifts. I'm your spiritual cheerleader, okay? So that's really the impetus for me being here and having this channel. And I will continue to be here, and hopefully I will add to your life and you'll resonate with the readings. And speaking of which, today I'm going to be reading for the beautiful sign, air sign of Aquarius. These are October general readings. We're already at October 15th. I've had a lot of difficulty in the last, well, certainly since the eclipse that occurred in Libra on the 2nd and 3rd. So that's almost, that's a good week plus. I mean, the uploads just weren't happening. They just kept, when it keeps searching and searching and stuff. But I didn't give up. I never do give up. I just keep working with the energies because they're very strong right now. And I know you've heard that. Eclipses will do that. Now, what I don't want to do right off the bat is I don't want to put out this energy that I'm really picking up on and seeing, and I immediately click off, where there's, concern of fear or something in regards to anything that I'm speaking about. It's an energy like everything, but it's not about harm. It's not about fear. It's about just being aware. I can honestly tell you that this full moon that's pending and happening in Aries, 2 days from now, you can see it in the sky and it's so beautiful. And at night I make a point of walking out and looking at the sky and just taking it in. And I see the moon and I feel it and I speak to it and I say, I resonate with you. I love your power. I love what you can give. I love how you care. I love how your brilliance can, bring foresight to me that I can see more clearly, because a full moon certainly brings out more light and things that, wouldn't necessarily come out. We all know that there are definite truths to a full moon having some erraticism to it. And as I've said in other videos, the term lunacy or lunatic comes from the full moon. I mean, hospitals have more births. A lot of different things can happen, and it's nothing to be afraid of. It's something to be aware of so that you can be a part of it or remove yourself from it. I personally, after a day of work, being around a lot of people as a massage therapist, taking in their energy, doing my healing work, protecting myself, I know when to just sort of remove myself from situations now. And I always invite people to take on that perspective too. It can be that simple. I also want to say there are times, and I do have an Aries moon, so I feel like I will be in tune with it more than maybe other signs. If you have any Aries placements, I think you might feel the power in working, in my opinion, in my favor. Because so many times I've had these videos, I see the, the thumbnail and the word saying something like, oh my gosh, it's the most, and it's, beware and all this stuff. I'm thinking, And I never felt anything from it. It's just so funny. I mean, I shouldn't say I never felt anything. I feel everything. I just didn't feel that energy because I didn't put out, I wanted to receive that energy, if that makes sense. And I really want to implore you to recognize that we bring on many things. We are that powerful and that strong. And so, Aquarius, this is for you. I apologize once again, but I am going to get out my videos as quickly as I can, and they will be monthly. I'm thinking I'll do 2 a week at this point. We're still doing the editing. I'm thinking of changing the view that I have right now. But I do have 2 important little messages that I like to do prior to the reading. And if you're new, hopefully you'll enjoy this. It's something that I feel very strongly about. One of which is to check our chakra check. It's called our chakra check of the day. And our chakras are our energy centers, once again, having to do with energy that we all have within our body that reside in 8 different areas of our body. Okay, so the first being the root chakra working its way up, and then the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown, and then the all-knowing, all-aware, compassed, omnipotent energy, okay, the 8th chakra. And a chakra check is just to let you know that Spirit has a specific chakra for the day that you might want to tune into and just focus on for whatever reason. It is one that maybe you're noticing a little bit of a blockage in, perhaps, or maybe the opposite. You're just feeling incredibly grounded and in tune with this chakra. You're feeling empowered by it. So it could be different reasons that you're receiving this message for your reading. But I have the colors right here of all the chakras, and I simply shuffle them under the table, so I don't really pick one myself, but see what Spirit wants to have you know about specifically today. All my Aquarians, and that can be Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And I will speak a little bit more about the astrology. That word is astrology, in case you didn't quite catch that. Because there's some very, very beautiful, beautiful energies happening today, should you choose to indulge. And today we have the red. Okay, we have your root chakra. That is the top one. That is an important one for all of us, but for you specifically, it is it's speaking of your base, your foundation. It's so important to have that grounded feeling where you're feeling present and you're recognizing your power and you're recognizing you have the capabilities, you have the drive to create and to keep solid and safe. Okay, those are the words that just came to mind. I will read to you the actual message that I love. You can use it as a mantra. I do my meditations every morning, and it's interesting, and I'll speak about that in a moment, what came through for you, Aquarians. But what the message is the presence of Spirit is solidly rooted in my body. And this does pertain to our spirit. We are physical forms with our spirit that resides in this beautiful temple. I have the right to be here, and my life is abundant with love, comfort, and vitality. Isn't that beautiful, just to think and feel and believe and know, this is exactly why we're here. All the energies that affect us or don't affect us, they're only here to help us grow and to evolve in our lives. So that's something that I love understanding more as my life moves forward so very rapidly. And so, yes, that's the information about your chakra. Maybe you're not feeling that way. Maybe you want to just sit time to kind of really focus on that energy channel and just make sure that that's in alignment for you. The word is alignment, that when it comes to chakras, we want them in balance and alignment. Now, we are in a season of balance for another week. We're in Libra season, and that has a lot to do with relationships. It has a lot to do with balancing our life in all areas, in all relationships. It has to do with justice and fairness and speaking clear and concise and with diplomacy, however you choose to say that. It's a beautiful energy. It is ruled by Venus. And today is an especially beautiful day in the way that we have Venus is aligning with Neptune in Pisces. Now, the moon is in Pisces until this evening, and Pisces is the dreamer. It is the imagination beyond, gone wild. It is creativity. It's heart-centered. It's love, and it's passion, and it feels so good. It feels like you don't have necessarily the words, but you feel at peace. You feel safe. And that's what's going on today. It's a gorgeous day for all signs, and you're included in that, Aquarius. But when I woke up and I did my meditations, I realized I'd gone through most of my crystals that I like to talk about daily too, because I find them to be extremely healing. And just to kind of impart information about that to my viewers. And it circled back around to amethyst. And of course, that's my favorite. I use it every day. This is the one I took out specifically to show you that I keep in my pocket doing my massages. And I'm actually doing this reading ahead of my work today. I'm going to be heading out after this reading. But because I was a little behind and I absolutely want to get out all the readings and then, start next month's. But amethyst is such a beautiful, here's another beautiful amethyst. I've gotten them as gifts. They resonate with me particularly well, but what I really loved about the thing about me wanting to choose amethyst is all of a sudden I realized, wait a minute, isn't amethyst the birthstone of Aquarius? And I looked, and sure enough, it is related to, if not birth signs or birthstones, it is related to these astrological signs of Aquarius, Aries, and here we have this full moon Aries, right? Pisces and Capricorn. And we have the moon in Pisces. So it was so beautiful that it came through like that in a synchronistic way, that today we needed to revisit the beautiful stone and crystals of amethyst and the protective energy, which, by the way, I'll read to you right now. Extremely powerful and protected with high vibration. And when you have a full moon, I highly recommend you take any crystals that most of you probably have and you're familiar with. I'm actually, singing to the choir, as it were. But I put them in water, and with this beautiful supermoon, it's going to be the last one, but a very, very powerful, close to Earth supermoon in Aries on the 17th. It's going to re-energize all of your crystals, and that's just such a wonderful way to go about doing it. So note to self, and you might want to write that down too, take them and make that happen. Put them on a windowsill. I bring them outside right where they can really get the most effect. It guards against psychic attack, transmuting into love. That's so much a part of today's energy too. It's just so synchronistic. Strong healing and cleansing powers. Enhances spiritual awareness. Extreme beneficial to the mind, calming or stimulating as appropriate. So it can work either way. It dispels anger, rage, fear, and anxiety. So no wonder I want to keep that on a regular basis in my pocket. You might want to do the same, but that is the couple of messages I like to do in starting as an intro to my readings. And now, and of course, I'm wearing my amethyst gloves. I have several shades of purple, but the gloves are my brand, if you will. As a massage therapist, I don't get my nails done. I do sometimes, but on the whole, all these 23 years as a therapist, I've not done it often. I have to file them daily, pretty much. And they don't look bad, but they're not all fancy. So I thought, I'm going to wear my gloves because there's love in the glove. Okay, there's a lot of energy. I hold the energy within, and it comes right through. So there's no fear there. It does not take away from the energy necessary at all. I'm going to be reading the Celtic Cross for you. And if you like what you're seeing and you like and resonate with your readings, I would love you to be a subscriber. I would love you to like and share and do all the wonderful things that you can do to be supportive of this channel. It's so very appreciative and appreciated. And it's a really kind gesture, and it also is free, and I like that part. So I've shuffled these a lot, but I am using this beautiful deck that I brought out for fall because I started my launching of my channel on the equinox, which was on the 23rd of September. And I hold it in I have asked for Spirit to please bring me clear and concise messages for the highest good of all Aquarians and cross watchers. And just know it's coming from a place of love, okay? So the overall energy for this reading, as we do the Celtic Cross, I will explain each placement, which is kind of cool because, you know, there are a lot of different parts of our lives that are affected every day. And this is something that you might feel now, or it might happen later on in the month. You never know. The energies of the eclipses we've just had and the full moon can last literally 6 months to a year. So there's no time specifics in my readings. When you watch them is perfect. And so you have overall energy for all beautiful Aquarians for the month of October 2024. The Emperor. Oh, God. This is just, it's so perfect. The major arcana, the Emperor. This is the deck called the Pagan Other Worlds deck. And it was a gift, and I don't know where it was gotten, but it is absolutely beautifully illustrated. It has that hue, kind of the fall. It's a little mutated. It's not as, I mean, muted, not mutated. It is muted in color, but I felt that it really brought on the sense of the change of time and the darkening of the days, you know, sooner and so forth. But the Emperor, for heaven's sakes, the Aries, the leaders, the cardinal sign, right? The one that brings in the season of spring, the first sign of the zodiac, the first, basically astrology New Year starts in March. So this was definitely happening. We had these series of eclipses in Aries as the north node, Libra in the south, for the last 12 plus months, and they will continue and have the last eclipse happening, I believe, on the 29th of March. Forgive me if I'm off a couple of days there in Aries. So just some powerful, powerful parts to all of us and to you, Aquarius, where you're really feeling your leadership. You're feeling very strong, very confident. You undoubtedly, I've known a lot of Aquarians, and I feel that you probably are in a position of management or leading some big group in some capacity. Or you're thinking about it as an aspiration of what you choose to do in your life, because you love to share knowledge and you love to help the world at large. Okay, you're better off in groups than like single one-on-ones a lot of time. It's just what you do. It's your nature. You know, you are ruled by Uranus, by the way, and that is the unpredictable, out of the blue, kind of shocking kind of planet that resides in our solar system and has had some pretty active energies happening this week as well in relation to Mars, which is the ruling planet of Aries, which is the Emperor, which is affecting all of us and bringing out that kind of, you know, fiery ambition and maybe impulsiveness at times. I know that Uranus is also very, very much a part of the technical aspects. So, you know, a lot of times technology might go a little askew if there's a huge, large energy happening or aspect with the Uranus planet. And this is your ruling planet, Aquarius. So, I mean, I would say that you can roll with the punches because you're familiar with the changes and the new ideas, the out of the box, you know, thinking, the entrepreneurial, inventive wonderful, wonderful insights and newness to things. So that's really beautiful. That is a great, great, powerful energy to have. I hope you're sensing and feeling this. If not, you're recognizing it's growing and it's building. Having said that, Mars will retrograde at the end of the year through, I believe, February, but that's okay. It'll slow down that power. It'll probably give you a little bit more ease, because sometimes it can be a lot, and we want to keep everything as temperate and as balanced as possible. So that's a beautiful, beautiful energy as far as I'm concerned, because it just shows your willfulness, and you are a fixed sign, and your determination, okay, to succeed. And then we have the one crossing, the position crossing, which I call the blessings and blocks. And you have the King of Pentacles. Wow. Talk about two powerhouse cards to start. The King of Pentacles is it's so perfect. I didn't mention this, but I will, because it has to be spoken of. And I know you may have heard if you've watched any other readers. But we do have the planet Pluto, the strong planet of incredible transformation, deep, deep internalizing and introspection of, what we need to continue, what we need to release, how we can powerfully build upon the best parts of ourselves. And this has been in your sign, Aquarius, for most of the year. And then it retrograded. It's now going station direct in Capricorn for the final time. It happened on the 13th. Today's the 15th. It's new. It's building its momentum yet again. And it will be there through the 19th of November, when it then returns to your sign again, Aquarius, for the next 20 plus years. This is huge. This is a once in a lifetime thing. This Pluto's been in Capricorn for 18 plus years, and then more throughout the years. It just keeps coming. It's been dominant. I can say to you that the predominance of this particular aspect and alignment has shown throughout the years of certainly the last 19, depending on where it is in your chart, but for overall as a collective, it has had very much to do with the institutions and money and how things are being dictated to us, if you will, and the higher ups and the the 1% and this sort of thing. It's very much about grounded energy and what can we touch, feel, see, how can we improve, how can we build upon our finances. It was very, very much money oriented. Here you see this pentacle, which is representative of a coin. The king usually has built upon a hierarchy in this regard. I mean, they usually have all the comforts, and it's not because they haven't worked towards it. Sometimes it could be inherited. I get that. It's all very true. But in this regard, it was diligent perseverance, working towards it. Another cardinal sign crossing the Aries cardinal sign as the Emperor. This is the huge emphasis of this week. There's going to be a grand cardinal cross with all 4 of the cardinal signs vying for this energy, if you will. And it's powerful, but what it is what the mention of the cardinal aspect is this bringing in of each season, right? It's an absolute, like it's a powerful change that happens every year, but it still brings on something that cannot be reversed. It sets it in motion. It's leadership quality. It's desire to create and move and manifest is very, very strong in cardinal signs, and people appreciate and watch and learn and grow from this. So you can learn and have learned a lot from Capricorn in regards to everything I mentioned, as far as business and money and personal satisfaction, physical well-being, taking care, being healthier, eating right, doing the right exercise, all those things cater to earth. But the king is at the top of their game when it comes to that. So perhaps you have earth sign in you, perhaps. I mean, it's Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. And, it's been a very strong element, but now it's going back into your sign. And that's going to be a whole different trajectory for the world. As an air sign myself, I really, really dig it, because I wasn't as in line with, you make things work throughout life, but there was more of a challenge, I would say, with this position for myself. It doesn't mean that's like that for all Libras, but for an Aquarius, it wasn't even actually bad for you. It's just going to be a whole lot better in your sign. End of story. Okay, so this is powerful, and it's wonderful that it came out in this perfect time. And that's really highlighting this particular energy with both of the cardinal signs. Then we have we call the root, or the foundational card. Okay, what's happening? How has your foundation been? Has it been stable? Do you feel secure? That base, which was your chakra card of the day, right? Have you been feeling an abundance with love, comfort, and vitality? And if not, what have you been doing to work towards that? But it's very, very much in line with this energy that's crossing you. So, blessings or blocks, I would say blessings. I would say you're very much in tune. I would say you are gathering and have been gaining momentum in your foundation, right? And your home. Let's see what it says. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is the new moon. This deck has the moon placements, and so I absolutely love this. So what it says to me is, and it makes sense, the new moon solar eclipse that happened and has been happening in the last, like I said, 12-15 months now. It'll finish with Aries next year, and the new series starts before that, and has already had a little peak with the Pisces lunar eclipse partial that happened in, what was that, September 17th, I believe. This was this was your writing out those intentions. I mean, when it's in Libra, which is very, very compatible, it's a trine to you. It's your fellow air sign. You have great, great aspirations, and it does involve other people. You are an Aquarius after all. And even though I mentioned, and I meant that sincerely, all Aquarians really like to work in bigger groups. They're just out to be as helpful as they can be. The bigger the number, the better. I see this as meaning that you probably were more interested in more one-on-ones. The thing I said you're not necessarily known for. Libras are definitely about relationships of all kind, but they do more with their partnerships in work or in, love or friendships. That's really wanting to work on anything that might not be feeling 100% stable, that foundation we spoke of. Looking at different perspectives, looking at, another person's point of view is a very Libra thing to do. I think you've been affected by that. I think that's what's happening. You're fine-tuning. And it could be, your children. It could be your family. It's something that's come up to you and really, really brought this epiphany, if you will, of how you need to really focus on a smaller circumference and area of your life when it comes to friendships. And it might mean needing to release, of course. Eclipses always mean that. And sorting through the toxic things that aren't working for you, right? I always bring that up because it's happened so much for me. And it's relative because, well, Capricorn was in my 4th house of house and family and friends and siblings and all that. So it makes perfect sense, but this is your reading. So you are very much in tune with the messages and the information that will continue to happen, Aquarius, for the next 6 months or more. So I like that for you. And I like that you can create and manifest the life you want, knowing full well, I hope, that you have that capability. Then we go to your recent past. And we have the Seeker. I love this card. This is so beautiful. This is so in line with the fact that we are entering into yet, as I said, Pluto going back into your sign for the next 20 years. It's a whole new energy for the world. It's going to be something that is going to bring incredible insights to health and I don't know, so many things technology-wise. Like the first, I mean, when there were more planets in Aquarius in the 90s when the World Wide Web came out and people said, what's that? You know, what is this internet? What, you know, it's been a while now. It's been what, 26, 7 plus 29 years, I guess. Well, there's a lot more coming down. Thank you very much, Aquarius. You have a lot to do with that. That's the kind of energy. You're a seeker. You never stop. You've got that full moon energy giving you that strength to continue on. You see it in the background. It's a little bit, how would I equate this to the Rider-Waite? I want to say it could be the Fool. Definitely. Let me look a little more and see with what I'm seeing here. And it talks about, there's all these words in here, but I'm not recognizing exactly what they're saying. Forgive me. Might be the glasses. The Seeker also, like I said, the Fool. It's there's a wand there. There's this power. There's the air. There's the, I don't know. It's all encompassing. It's everything, and it's nothing at the same time. It's just your will, your drive. It's something that you've been contemplating on. You've had, I would say, insights. There's been a lot of, the veil is thinner now. You may have had dreams about what it is you want to do and where do you want to be when you grow up. I'm still saying that. I'm never going to stop new things. I've got new, beautiful divinations coming onto this channel I've been working on. I'm excited to share with you. Always being curious, always having that childlike wonder of what's next. It's unlimited, right? It's a vast, vast universe, and we're all a part of it. Then we have your possible future. And I love this. This is the Six of Swords. That is, once again, your energy. That is the air element, and that is Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. 6 is moving away from the more difficult things, right? The turbulence of the water is in front of the boat, you can see. And you've experienced a lot, I would say, this year alone with the changing of the guard, if you will. And, you know, we go through different phases depending on your age. There's a Saturn return that really, really knocks us for a loop sometimes. It's not always the easiest, but it's certainly helpful in learning and being more structured. And once again, cutting away like the swords of the air element, where they cut through the riffraff. They don't want to have excess energy that doesn't suit them. They don't want to have the toxicity, as I mentioned earlier. They're sorting through it all. And what's happening is you're getting this divine guidance. You're moving forward. You're ready. You're open to it. Your heart's open to it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful indication of what's to come for you, should you choose that. There's always the free will there. And that's your possible, but now we go to your immediate future. And you have the Ace of Cups. Wow. My heart opened up right then. It really did. It's so perfect for today's alignments with the Venus and Neptune. Neptune being the cup, you know, the water element, Pisces, moon. It's so heartfelt. It's the contentment and the fulfillment of just maybe just being, you know, and just taking that breath and saying, I'm going to be okay. Everything is good. New ideas. The Ace represents beginnings, new beginnings. The Dove, the peace, you know, just putting aside anything that may have been upsetting or, you know, made you feel less than, just taking it in and just appreciating everything for exactly what it is. But knowing that it's very possible that some beautiful offer could come to you. You know, it might not have been something you would expect. It could be exactly what you're asking for and you've been manifesting. And it's coming into the picture for you. And it could have to do with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. We are entering into Scorpio season. Venus has been in Scorpio. I believe it changes at the end of this week, though, into Sagittarius, which is really fun and exciting. And it's a very good combination for you as an air sign to have that optimistic, Jupiter-ruled, energy that happens with Sagittarius. But Scorpio is passionate and very, very driven, and also a fixed sign, as are you. So good things coming, good things. Put it down, write it down, and recognize this full moon is going to shine a light on things that you want to see. And I mean, it's great. Let's keep moving here. We've got the stem of the Celtic cross, and there you go. This is the eclipse. So not only was it a new moon in Libra, it was an eclipse. And it's the last one of Libra, the series, for many years. And it definitely, there's something about this that really just opened you up and just made you realize, okay, it's time. And I don't know what that means. It could be so different for so many people, but it's that newness that feels so exciting and so right. I mean, it feels like you're being led in the right way, because that's exactly what happens when you allow the universe to guide you and you surrender a specific outcome or exact way that things need to be. You're going to be fully amazed. But there's nothing wrong with writing down what your intentions are and what you choose to manifest either. So between the two, the co-creating is it's off the charts, but something very powerful has happened, and it did start this new beginning. So that was your kind of overall energy looking into the reading, into your life as a whole, right? How perfect is that? And it's right next to the new moon card. So I don't know, I'm getting excited. I've actually got little goosebumps going down my legs here. Then we have the environment, and you have temperance. Now this came up with yesterday's reading in Capricorn. So it's always really a good thing to try to remind yourself that as active and as excited as you may be internally or externally, temperance, which is the card that represents, and it's another major arcana, Sagittarius. Now it's the alchemy card. It's turning water into wine. It's so above, so below. It's keeping things moderate, keeping things balanced. Here we are again with that Libra energy that's happening in Libra season. In all aspects of your life, no need to rush, no need to feel like there's some deadline like I tend to do a lot. It happens exactly when it needs to in your life. Any particular situation or answer comes, you never miss out. It comes to you when it's meant to be for you. And it's a beautiful card too. It's just knowing that it's all working out, and you can take that deep exhale and you can just imagine and just let it flow. There's a lot of flowy energy happening today too with that Pisces, watery, which is also part of this Ace of Cups. I love it. What a beautiful reading. Okay, then we go on to the hopes and fears. And you have the Four of Wands. Wow. Well, the Four of Wands is one of my favorite cards. It's really about stability. The number 4 in numerology is just that, the 4 walls that protect us. It goes back to the base chakra, another synchronistic aspect to your reading today. But it also, I love it because somebody had told me as a reader that it's 1111, 1111. It's the universe watching you and saying, what do you want? A snapshot, picture. There's the vortex. You walk through that. You push yourself and you motivate yourself, and look at the castle in the background for you. Anything you want to dream about. It does represent marriage. It represents, happiness and fulfillment of dreams. I mean, there's love of self, there's love of family, and every other type of love. A marriage to your work. A marriage to take care of yourself and to honor your body and your mind and soul. It's such a beautiful. So the hopes and fears, I would say specifically, would be absolutely hopes in knowing that you can achieve this. But also I would say, if anything about the fear, it's worrying that it might not occur, but it will. It will absolutely occur when you choose to believe and have that strength and faith in it. What a gorgeous reading, Aquarius. Wow, the final outcome. And then one more little card from the Oracle I'd like to read for if you want to stick around. Once again, if you like what you're reading, I do personal readings. I do in-person readings all the time at my studio as a massage therapist. I do have a link below, and it's kind of interesting for now. I think it works. I have a setup at puremassagetherapy.com where you can book an appointment. And if you're not in the area and you can't come in person, you can certainly book that time frame, and then I would just send a video is what I'm thinking will work. And then I have my email address. Always feel free to email me. Please comment. Let me know so I can build this channel for you and work with you and build a community that feels safe and, you know, and loved and supported, as I said. It would be great. It is great. And the final outcome for you. Oh my goodness. Okay. You are in tune with the rhythms and the cycles of the moon. Wow. That's the full moon. You had the new moon, the eclipse, changing, eliminating, just the newness is just unmistakable for you. Perhaps you know what I'm speaking of, but you will. I promise you will. And I feel like it's going to be so beautiful, maybe more than you could have imagined. And the full moon is going to also affect you in beautiful ways because it's Aries and it's strength and it's vitality and energy to boot. You know, you need the energy to put these thoughts and everything into action, right? You need the fuel, if you will. And the temperance was there to help you keep it so it doesn't go too far in any one direction. So this is the first time, I believe, I've gotten a few readings this month for October with the moon signs, but the three like this, the triad, is really pretty special for you. The seeker, you know, the king and the emperor, the power and strength, the willingness to move away from that which no longer serves you is so important. You kind of, you know, drive the ship, if it were, you know, your vehicle. And don't forget that, because I think that it's so essential for us to know that our every thought can create an action and a cause and effect and a manifestation, you know, of your choosing. So I'm going to finish with a reading, or just a card from my beautiful Psychic Tarot for the Heart deck by John Holland. And it's about the heart, right? The heart leads our way so much. You are very, very creative, loving, compassionate sign, and people look to you, as I said, and you want to help. You love sharing ideas and information, and this is a beautiful thing. Your card represents the star, and there's a woman. Doesn't have to be a woman, but it's the feminine quality, which we all have, feminine and masculine. So it's not a gender associated necessarily, but what I'm saying is that it shows the woman, you know, swishing water from one cup to the other, the information to share and to continue on so that everybody can benefit, and, you know, just the balance of it. So it's all about fair game in your mind. You love fairness. You love the underdog. You love helping all walks of life. So your ending message for today, beautiful Aquarians, for the month. Okay, for the month of October is darkest fears. Now, this is the blue color. This is your third eye and upward part of your chakras. So really focusing on the things that you believe are holding you back. What are your fears? Because fears are the unknown. We don't necessarily know what we fear is happening. We create that in our minds as an air sign. We think too much sometimes. We create restrictions because of that. We slow down the natural process. So a reminder, and it's number 9, so that's the end of a cycle, entering into the 10, the last hurrah, as it will be with Capricorn, and letting go of those fears, allowing the natural process to come through, the natural flow, and believing with everything that you are, every fiber, that you're worth it, that you're capable. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here today. And please come back for your November reading. I would love to see you. And do, like I said, feel free to comment at any time. I learn and I grow from everybody. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of October. Enjoy this incredible energy this week. Until next time, bye for now.